Hi guys, and welcome back for another Sailor Moon review. Today I have the Black Lady Figuarts, and I just got this today from Amazon. This is the first one in many releases that I actually pre-ordered it. I did get every single one, and I'm going to show you guys at the end of this video how I have my Figuarts displayed, because it's actually pretty cool. I've took some liberties to actually make it pretty interesting up there for my Figuarts. So I did get Black Lady on Amazon, and just look at the size of this box. When I got the Tuxedo Mask one, I knew it came in a big box because I got him kind of late. But I didn't see anybody posting about the Black Lady box at all. And I got it, and it was freaking huge. Like, look at the size of this thing. So I was very amazed by how big it was, and I assumed she'd come in a box like Tuxedo Mask, because I knew she would have like her shawl and everything that was gonna make her a little bit more wider as a figure, but I wasn't expecting this at all. So I'm gonna take her out of the box and we'll take a look at how awesome she looks, because Black Lady is one of my favorite villains, so let's check her out. So first we'll take a look at her box. And I really like the colors of this box. There's nothing out of the ordinary color-wise like there was with the green that they gave Sailor Mars on her box. But it's very nicely displayed. I love the poses they chose for her. It does have all the stickers and logos on here that you have to look out for if you want to get an official one. And up here at the top, it does have the Bondi Collector's Shop, which means this was an exclusive. I think that's what that means, when it came out in Japan. Since the Uranus and Neptune both had those, and those were both exclusive that I can remember. But I haven't really honestly kept up with my Figuarts. I do actually have all of them right now with all the exclusives and variants and stuff, but I wasn't keeping up with them with each pre-order that came out. So I do like them, but they're not my favorite item to collect. I think once I pose them and put them on my shelf, then that's pretty much as far as I go with doing anything more with them. We'll get her open here. Her faces look really nice. They're all different. Thankfully, they didn't mess that up. Let's see. We'll take her out of here. She has this extra piece of plastic there. Take a look at the figure. Ooh, already I love the ends of the hair. I really didn't pay too much attention to that with the stock images, but you know, look at that. They're translucent at the very bottom. Wow, that looks really nice. So there's her face, very pretty. The ends of her little hair pieces here that stick out from the sides, they're translucent as well. This one looks like it's a little bit more painted in than this one, if you can tell that. But all her jewelry is painted nicely. Like always, these figures are heavily jointed, so you can pose them in millions of ways. And her waist is movable all the way around. Her head will move. And her pigtails are posable as well. So you can pose them any way that you want. And her legs are posable at the hip and the knee and the ankle. So yeah. So you can put her in a karate chop move like so, if you want to. But yeah, and this is very posable in a way here. Oh, I think you can stretch these out a little bit as well if you want the blue in the back to show a little bit more. Very nice. I love this figure. This is, like, I've never really liked the Figuarts very much, but I think this one is just fantastic. And I haven't even had her out of the box for very long. So yeah, there she is. And here are the different hands that you get. Alrighty, and she does come with a Luna P, and it does have the correct crescent moon right there. It's black and upside down. The antenna. There's holes on both sides, and that is for the posing, so you can use the stand to hold it in the air and look like it's floating. So here's a close-up look at the faces. We got a open mouth face. Okay, next is this closed mouth, really angry looking face. And then we have this kind of solemn serenity type face. It's probably my favorite. The eyes on these are fantastic. I really like the way that they're painted in. So I'll take a look at her accessories without them scattering about. So here is her little shawl. And it does have this little piece right here. And that'll be how it'll go on her back. See, as you can tell, there's no hole back here. But this will connect to a stand more or less. One of these stands will hold it. So you do get one of these and an additional one, which will most likely be for either her shawl or Luna P. But we'll figure that out here in a second. So here's her stand base. It was really nice. Like the color. We got a badminton racket. And here's the shuttlecock, which is kind of funny. I kind of wish they had her parasol, because I think her parasol would have been nice other than the badminton racket, but that's just me. And this is probably to hold the Luna P. It's probably a stand for her. And then we have this little piece, which more or less will probably be for her shawl, I imagine. But I will look up the instructions real quick and get her posed, and then we will take a look at how she looks. Alright guys, I am really upset right now. Look at this. I had the worst time trying to get her face off. This is the very first figure arts I have ever gotten where her face or the character's face would not come out so I could switch it out. It was like nearly impossible getting it out of there. And thus, when I was trying to get it, her head pops off, which is not a big deal because it can go right back down in there. But the worst part is her pigtail. Look, there is no possible way I can fix that. So luckily I got this from Amazon, so I'm going to issue a return. I noticed that the reviews of this figure are very poor. Everybody was having the exact same issue I just had with the whole pigtail snapping off, and her face just wouldn't come off. Some people even said that they broke these little pieces off of the bangs. So this is not good at all for the future of figure arts. This was a $54 figure. It's on the higher end of some of the other characters. So all I can say is this is very depressing. I don't know if I should try to take her default face out. I mean, it was so difficult to get out, and it was so easy to break the pigtails off that I don't even know what I should do when the new one gets here. But I will figure that out when the time comes, but I guess I'll be sending this one back. Alright guys, I am back, and it has been a little while since I started my first part of this review, trying to review this figure. I ordered a new one, and this is the old one here, sitting in its box, ready to go back. But I wanted to make sure before I send it back that I am definitely showing two figures. This one is the broken one, I don't want to lead anybody on, but this is the new one. And I already have her positioned in the pose I selected from the box that I think looks really cool. And you do have to pop out one of these little holes in the bottom here. You've always seen these before. You probably never even thought about it, a lot of you guys. But these do pop out, and you can put the stem of the stand here into any one of these holes. And you can also use all three holes and put all three figure art that you might have on one stand to save space. There's all kinds of possibilities with that if you want to do that. Now, the only thing I didn't put on, which I wanted to save for the video, was this little shawl that she has. This is supposed to go behind her, connect to the stand, so it kind of hovers behind her. And that's what we're going to do now. But just to let you know, this second figure was also extremely difficult to get the face off of. I was not happy. My husband actually helped me get it off. And we took our time a little bit more than I usually do with the other figure arts. That's why the whole hair snapped, I think. Also, warnings before I do the whole shawl thing. Look at this. This is the instruction manual, like you always get with these figures. Look at all these warnings. Well, not that one, but all these warnings. Warning, 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 warning. These are all warnings, guys. The one part where it broke for me up here doesn't have a little warning on it. And that one should definitely have a warning, because it is just as fragile as any other piece listed on this. But I just had to point that out because I just thought that was amazing. That's the first one I noticed that had that many warnings on the instruction manual. But we're going to attach the shawl so you guys can figure out how to do that yourself. But you do get this little additional piece, and they say on the manual how fragile this thing is. But it's just a little plastic piece like this, and it just goes on here. And this little nub part here goes up. And it snaps on. It's really, really hard to get on the first time you do it. And if you put it on upside down, I can warn you right now, it's really hard to get back off. So alright, and then it sits on there like that, I guess. So that's not too difficult. It is a nice concept. It does work really well with the figure, and it looks beautiful. So I do really like it. I think it's a really creative idea. Even with the flaws, I do think she's a beautiful figure, and I absolutely love her. There she is. Alright guys, as an addition for this video, I did want to share with you some of how I store the parts for all my figure arts. And I do have all of them right here. This is every single one. I do have Figma Link over here because his pieces were so big. I just figured I'd squeeze him in there. He's the only Figma I currently own. So I was like, well, just add a little space for him over here. But just ignore him. But all the rest of these are the figure arts, of course. And I do have all the parts in here. All the little pieces to their hands and accessories, you name it, it's all in here. And here is the spot I will have for Black Lady. So I will put all her pieces in here to store them. I did have them all in little bags, and people kept telling me, oh, you should get a little storage container and just label it. So I guess I'm borrowing this from other people that have done the same. But it is really nice if you are collecting multiples of the figure arts. It stores them here really, really well. Alright guys, here is my current display. Like I said, I wanted to share kind of what it looked like. If you guys ever followed Zelu1984 on Instagram, you might have seen something similar. I kind of got this idea off of him. He is a big S.H.Figuarts collector, especially Sailor Moon, and he also makes a lot of customs from the show as well. So he has some of his displayed with these candlestick holders, and I thought it was a really cool idea. Kind of raises them up so then you can put smaller figures below. But as you can see, I have all the current figures that are out. Some of these I did do reviews on, others I didn't. Just because I kind of picked them up later in the game. But I really like the way I have them displayed right now. And I was really just waiting on Black Lady to show up because I put her here next to all the Black Lady stuff. But yeah, that was my display. And I hope you guys liked it. Thanks a lot for checking out my video today. And I will see you guys next time. Alright, bye.